Hello everyone, I am Exist446 and welcome back to part 9 of Let's Make a Film Score. So last time I left this track, excuse me, I was in the process of just mastering it really quick. My ears I think popped. It does happen to me every now and again, and when that happens I have to stop because the frequencies, especially the high frequencies of a track, I can't hear them properly, so I had to stop. So I'm just gonna have a little play through this part. The quiet part sounded all right in the mix yesterday when I started mastering. So I just want to see how this sounds today, and then we'll take it from there. Yeah, so this doesn't sound right, just like yesterday. So I'm doing something wrong here. I'll just check. I'm just gonna check a couple of things out, and then we'll see what we can do. Yeah, so I think the problem was the multiband compressor, which I've kind of thought about after I did yesterday's session. So it's this frequency here. I just turned the threshold up a little bit or down a little bit. Yeah, turned it down a little bit. It was just that frequency was coming out too much. What is it between five? Not five. It's like between 3 and 15k. It was around this area, so we'll just see how that sounds with the limit on it now. Cool. Well, I'm glad I sorted that out. That's a tip for anyone who's just getting started in production. When you've been working on a track for a couple of hours, and even when you're near the end, and you might even start mastering it, I would highly recommend just taking a day off. Yeah, I've done it myself before. I've spent like 2 to 4 hours and then mixing or just getting the track finished, and then I end up going straight into mastering, which is a terrible idea. You need to give your ears a break so you can come back fresh and mix it down properly. Yeah, and I think that's what I needed to do yesterday, so it sounds miles better. Yeah, one of the considerations was just taking off the multiband compressor and just putting a normal compressor on. But now that I've solved it, what that frequency was, yeah, it was this frequency around here. It was just, I could hear it out the mix really bad, and it didn't sound right. But now we've got that sorted. I think we're ready. I think we're finished even, sorry. So yeah, I think the next step is to save it. Turn this off. What we'll do, get it ready to get exported. But first we'll have a listen and see how it sounds all together. So yeah, let's see how it sounds. From the beginning, of course. Sorry, I've just was getting ready to fade out. Yeah. So that sounds fine. I think one of the reasons I was struggling to master this yesterday as well is because the good old dynamic range, and for those who don't mean, it's between the quiet parts and the loud parts. So basically, the quiet parts probably sounded all right yesterday because the multi-band compressor weren't working too hard. But as soon as this section comes in, it is getting battered. As you can see with the waveform thing I had on before, it's getting pretty hammered by the limiter as well. And that's the thing, it's a little tricky because it's kind of got an organic feel. So instruments are like everywhere. Like, you know, for example, you've got like this piano, it's really, really gentle, really low in volume, and then you've got this part here which is really loud. So it'd be quite hard to get it balanced. But to me, you know, it sounds fine. And I think that's the main point when you're mastering yourself. As long as it sounds okay to you, that's the right step, you know, to take, especially if you're just starting. Mastering or mixing. Personally, I hate mastering and I hate mixing. I'm just a hands-on, get the music written, get it done, and that's me. But yeah, I'm happy with this. So what we'll do now is we'll get it ready to export. I'll just, what I tend to do, turn it off the grid and just move it just a little bit and see how that sounds. Oh, but a little bit too far. And basically I'm doing that so it doesn't start straight away, because what will usually happen is you'll get a click and pop because the audio's going straight to 0 dB, or it's jumping up in volume straight away, that it will click and pop. So that's why I'm just moving it slightly out of the way there. I actually thought it was clicking then, but it's the effect. I think it's this one here, isn't it? Yeah, it's fine. As long as it's part of the effects, I'm not bothered. And then we want a good old fade out. So yeah, just listen here. So what I'll do is, this is where, just do that, give it a bit of a curve. What I do is when that's going down on my main monitors, I'll be turning it up as this part stops, just to get an idea how it would sound. And so I'm pumping up the volume really loud so I can hear the sound, sorry, fade out really nice and smoothly. So it's fine. And yeah, I think we are done. So next we will export. Um, 16-bit, yep, and we are done. So yeah, I did the best with what I have, and that's what you should do, especially if you want to get into film music. Just use what you've got. You know, so many ideas in my head of what I could have done with this track, but I have I have limitations on what I can use. but you can still make a good soundtrack with what you've got. You know, you just got to use your imagination. But overall, I'm happy with this. Um, and yeah, everything came out all right in the end, apart from that little part that I wasn't happy about, that frequency range. But yeah, that's it, guys. I think for today. This is the end of Let's Make a Film Score. I will probably upload another Let's Make. Not sure what to do yet, but yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the near future. Bye for now.